Here is a recipe for profound human connection. 1 part creative self-expression, 1 part pressurized collaboration. Add drums, bass, guitar, a piano, a saxophone, a vocalist, and maybe a purple kazoo. Oh, maybe not this one. Hold on. Okay, yeah. Maybe not this kazoo. I don't know. Bake that for 7 minutes, and what you get is a jam session. I'm co-founder of an organization that has produced hundreds of jam sessions, from jazz to blues, electronic to funk and soul. Over the course of 8 years, hundreds of songs, hundreds of music makers, from super beginner to super pro. We've learned a lot about how creativity and collaboration happen on stage. Along the way, we've identified 3 ways that can make a jam session crash. And we've developed 3 invitations that can help everyone play together with flow, courage, and joy. Now imagine you are sitting in an elegant nightclub straight out of the movies. The clinking of martini glasses, dim light, the hum of private conversations all around, a packed house. Now on stage under the lights, we have a drum set here, we have a baby grand piano here, guitars and bass in the back. There's room for a horn section up front. This is where the vocalist will stand. In the audience are 24 people who have signed up to play a song or 2. So I call up a drummer, a bass player, a couple of guitar players, only 2, too many, a saxophonist, a trombonist, and a vocalist. They find their way to the stage. They barely know each other's names, and they have no idea what song they're going to play yet. And the 100 people in the audience cannot wait to hear what happens next. Scary, right? So as the onstage coach, it's my job to get everybody playing together as fast as we can and with some semblance of cohesion. So we know a little bit about the people coming on stage from the sign-up sheet. So we know that the bass player is an intermediate level who is feeling a little shaky because they've never performed in front of an audience before. And we know the drummer is proficient and experienced on stage. So what can we give the band that is interesting and challenging enough without it being too difficult and too hard? I think I've got the song. We're going to try to play Low Rider by War. Do you know how the song goes? Have you heard it? Okay, I'll sing it for you. Not a singer. The hook goes like this. That's the hook. I'm going to keep going. Pretty simple, 1 chord. So we all listen to the song over the speakers for just a few seconds as a reference. We get the key, we get the chord, we get the tempo, and it's time to play. I count it in. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're off. Now, the players on stage are not primarily musicians. They're doctors, lawyers, nurses, cooks, software developers, students, teachers. Very few are professional musicians. This is the breakthrough, having everybody and anybody on stage with us. And here's what seems to be true about every player on the stage, no matter if they're a super beginner or super experienced pro. These are the things that show up on stage. The first is everybody arrives with their inner critic. they're +1. And these inner critics have very strong opinions about everybody on stage, including the person they came in with. The inner critic is saying things like, "You don't know this song well enough. You're not good enough on your instrument yet to be up here. You don't know what you're doing. You're making mistakes. Everyone can hear your mistakes." Right now, my inner critic is telling me to get off this dot. What is your inner critic telling you? But this is the issue, is how do we manage all these inner critics that are also on stage with all of these very difficult and challenging and erroneous opinions? So that's our first challenge. How do we make a jam session work when we have all these inner critics? The second challenge is when players who are maybe a little less experienced in live performance get on stage, they tend to be overly focused on themselves. They have this ability to almost ignore what everyone else is doing around them. They're really concerned about how they sound and how they feel and what they're going to do. They have a plan. They're really focused in on their heads. And as you can tell, this is contrary to a collaborative, creative exercise. We need everybody to be together, an ensemble. So our next challenge is, how do we get that singular nervous person to somehow form a bond with the other people on stage in real time? We don't have a lot of time to break the ice either. We really need to get that cohesion going as fast as we can. The third issue is this. Every player, the super pro, even the most experienced, arrives on stage feeling vulnerable and afraid. Fear is the mind killer. The amygdala is part of the brain that processes threats. It's your fight or flight response. And when people step on stage, that fear is there. And fear is the thing that is going to inhibit creativity. We need people to be brave and take chances, make mistakes. But if they're too afraid to do that, they're going to retreat to a safe place. They're going to play a familiar riff that they've played 400 times. They're going to play a scale they think they know really well. But that's not necessarily being creative. That's not necessarily expressing themselves. So those are the three issues that we're facing in every single jam session, hundreds of them. The first is that pesky inner critic is showing up. And that inner critic is not necessarily the most musical presence in the room. The second is we have players who are overly focused on themselves, and they have not been able to yet tap into the group around them. And the third is fear, overcoming that fear. Being brave on stage is a hard thing to do. So these are the three invitations that we've developed to help everyone play together with cohesion and flow. We've done this many times, and we find they mostly work. So first, we respond to the inner critic with an invitation to be cool. Just be cool. We say to everyone in the room, this is a place for peace, love, kindness, and respect. Can we be cool with each other? That's not a rhetorical question. Can we be cool with each other? Yes. Doesn't that feel good? That affirmation of peace and love is directed at yourself first. It's directed at that inner critic. That inner critic can point a little peace and love at you. Starting from that place of peace and love and acceptance for everybody in the room is just the starting point. So we start with being cool. The second issue of focus is an invitation to listen. We tell everybody in the room to give their full attention to the players on stage. And then we address the people playing, and we say, the most important thing you can do when you're up here with us is not play. That usually is the response we get. What? You don't want me to play? I'm ready to go. Here's what we mean. The space between the notes is the good part. That's what Prince told us. The space between the notes is the good part. So we invite those players to put a little nothing in their something. It's okay to lay out. It's okay to pause. It's okay to pay attention to the person across from you. You don't have to play the whole time. You can just be present on stage, absorbing what's happening around you. Duke Ellington, the great jazz composer and pianist, said one of the qualities that makes any musician superb is their ability to listen. And listening and hearing are different things. I might define it as this. Listening is your ability to absorb the sound and then have thoughts about it. Let it inspire you. Have some questions. Have some answers. You process it in real time. Hearing is just allowing a sound to enter your brain and registering that a sound happened. One of my favorite classical composers, Igor Stravinsky, said, "To hear has no merit. A duck hears also." So listening is the breakthrough, and that's our invitation. The other bit about listening that's so important on stage is that we're mostly improvising the music. No one has prepared in advance, so we're making it up as we go. The beautiful thing about improvised music is that it forces us into the present moment. We can't be 4 beats ago, and we're not thinking about 19 beats from now. We're thinking about right this minute, right this moment together. And as we know from the Stoics, the present moment is the only real tangible thing we have. The past is gone. The future hasn't arrived yet. All we have is right now. So that's a precious gift that listening can give us when we're on stage. Now, the third part, the fear that is coming on stage, our invitation to the audience is to have courage. We tell everyone in the room that the stage is the place for bravery. This is the place to make mistakes. This is the place to push yourself. This is the place to get outside of your comfort zone, because all the good stuff you want is just outside that boundary line. And we take care of each other when we're on stage. We appreciate gestures of bravery and courage. We celebrate them. My kazoo failed. It was kind of a brave thing to try a purple kazoo in front of you all, and, well, I survived that problem. So those are the 3 things that we do in our jam sessions. We respond to the inner critic with an invitation for peace, love, kindness, and respect. Be cool. We respond to the focus problem with an invitation to listen, to be present in the moment we have together. And third, we respond to fear with an invitation for courage and bravery. And this seems to work in any kind of jam session, any kind of music, any kind of player. And I would like to demonstrate that with you right now, because we are going to have a jam session. No, we're going to do this. We're going to have a jam. I'm going to borrow a page from the composer Pauline Oliveros. Wouldn't it be cool if you could go home tonight and tell your friends and family that you sang in a TED Talk? It's happening. It's happening. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to sing the word hello to you, and I would like for you to sing hello to someone else in this room. You can sing my note, you can sing another note that you hear, or you can sing an entirely made-up note. Now here's the thing. You don't have to be a singer or a musician to do this well. I bet you can guess what you need. 3 things. You need to be cool. You need to listen. And you need to have courage. Are we ready? I'm counting it in. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello. Amazing. We're a band. 3 simple things. Being cool, listening, and having courage can unlock this moment for us. Here's the thing. These invitations may have some value for you in your workplace, in your classroom, in your marriage. It goes far beyond the stage, and we'd invite you to practice these things. Be cool, listen, and have courage on any stage you stand upon. Thank you.